let's get started. Chair. And then I want to just talk about this before we go so we don't have to keep talking about it. If at any time you want more cush, now I mean these are like a cushioned leather chair, so it tends to be a little bit more comfortable than wood, but just note how I have my mat on the floor like I typically would, and I easily can just take the tail of my mat and put it right up on my chair. So if I were on the floor and had my feet up here, for instance, it provides a little more cushion, and then my body is still right in the groove of the mat. So if you need a little more cush, I want you to take that at any time. You don't need to hear it from me again, okay? You're just gonna take it if you need it. And then we're gonna start on our chair. So let's get seated and face each other. I love, 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 love chair warm-ups. So some of you might be familiar with gyrotonics. Gyrotonics and Pilates kind of go hand in hand. It is an enormous piece of equipment, and so therefore we don't have it, nor am I trained in it. But I used to do gyrotonics as a student, and it's a lot of this seated, right, swirling with resistance, and it is just butter in the body. So we're going to do our own seated gyrotonics just this morning as this. I want you to keep in mind, because you all know that sense of resistance bands or springs, and I want you to always think in terms of having that nice feedback that asks you to lengthen, which is a different feeling than I'm just going to reach my fingers to all of you. Instead, I'm picturing a band under, for instance, my right cheek, and I've sat on it, and that band comes all the way up with my arm, and I'm pulling that band to you. That's a very different sensation. So we're going to start with that. So once you take your arms down to the sides, good. And you're going to just take one arm up and around, and then you're going to reach it to me. And then to the floor, and then round your way up. I am seated right at the very edge of my chair. Up and around, it's like the back stroke. Oh, we can always feel how that feels different times a day. Reach to me, to the floor, chin down, and round the spine up. So if you haven't already, now think of having a band under each bun, and like the band comes around and just is attached right to your skin. Like you couldn't lose it if you tried. Both arms out in front. So here we go. The band goes around. Now the band would be pretty slack right here. But as the band went up, we'd be stretching it, stretching it. We're going to reach that arm in front again. The other arm goes behind us this time. And I'm just going forward. I'm being parallel to the floor with my forearm. I'm thinking of that band lengthening. My tailbone stays, my pelvis stays because I'm holding the band. And now I'm going to drop that arm to the floor, circle the other one around. They both meet at the bottom and round back up. Beautiful. Arms out. Here we go. This arm goes back. That would be slack in the band. Ooh, now it's getting tighter. It's getting tighter. It's getting tighter. And now bring that band forward. The other arm goes behind. Here's parallel to the floor. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Tailbone is reaching back. And then drop that hand. Circle the other arm around. And to the floor, we roll up. Arms out. First arm back. Reach forward. There's the parallel. Drop it down. Bring the other arm around and back up. Arms go up. Other arm. Take it around. Reach. Reach, 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 reach. And then hand down. Other arm comes around and back up. One more each way. Around and we reach. And really reach. Pause there for a minute. Get that tailbone back. Floor. Floor. And around. Arms up. Left side around. Parallel, parallel, parallel. Reach that tailbone back there. Hand to the floor. The other arm comes around. Hand to the floor and back up. Arms down. All right, well, you're 100% better than when we started. Have a great day. Those are just fabulous for the body. Slide your buns to one side. That's a little tricky because my seat curves up, so I'm kind of getting a slight wedgie. I'll see if I can work with that. I'm keeping my weight on this hip. This side leg, my bun, is free and off of the chair. So I'm going to slide this leg behind me. So I love these so much. Do you see how you're in a lunge? It's that for your body is supported underneath that pencil line we work with, right? So keep that back leg behind you. My toes are tucked under. And for those of you who are here with me that I can see, who feels a stretch in the front of that back leg? Show me by hands, please. All right, so we've got it. So keep in mind, let's go hands, pelvis. If the tailbone is just reaching behind us, you'll get less of a stretch. So if you could almost think of tucking the tail or pulling up your abs a little bit, it's going to just accentuate the stretch. It's really just about an energy shift. You're not going to feel a big change in that pelvis, but just keeping that tuck under for me. Same side hands, take it up. The other hand can rest on the chair. And now we're going to go over. Oh, oh. How cool is it that just a simple chair can give you just, you know, that 30% of a piece of equipment, like something like this. We love doing the stretch on the reformer, but let's face it, when you know how to just tune into it here, this is pretty effective. If those back toes being tucked under are too much for you, you'd untuck them. Oh, I can't wait for everybody to be doing this later, for those that couldn't be here live. So soaking it up now when they're doing it. Oh, oh yeah. Hands up to the sides. Now watch, I'm going to turn away from that leg and bring my hands together. So I'm pressing my hands together. I'm rotating where I'm able. Now could you take your eyes as far to that side as you can? Not your chin. I'm going to keep my chin with my fingers. I'm going to let my eyes go as far to the side. Keep them there. Now see if your chest can turn a little bit more in that direction. I'm already sweating. Come back to center and let those arms go. Now what I'm going to do is just take my hands to the side because I want to literally just untuck my toes and just drag my leg effortlessly forward. Foot is flat. We're going to slide to the other side. I don't want to ask that muscle to do a whole lot after a stretch, right? I'm like, yeah, you just enjoy that. All right, so leg is going back. We're up on our toes. I'm flat on this front foot. And here, you took my chair away, I'd be doing a lunge, right? So I already feel a good stretch here. I haven't even thought about where my tailbone's at. It's already delivering. Go hands to pelvis again, and then just be aware of kind of where that pelvis is sitting. And we're trying not to just spill everything forward. Ooh. And just check in too. Last time we were together, we did work for the foot and the muscle that attaches toward the big toe and talked about those tightnesses there. When I'm tucked under here, I feel this more under my left big toe. Like that joint is just a little stiffer for me. So coming into the day, I always feel that a little bit more. So just kind of take note and think about where am I sitting on my foot. Take that same side arm. Oh my goodness. And breathe. Oh my gosh, that feels so necessary. Wonderful. And then up we come, arms out. I'm going to rotate away from that back leg. Ooh, that feels good too. Bring my hands together. Keeping my chin with my fingers, I'm going to look as far to the side as I can in the direction I want to be going. And then in my exhale, as if I'm wringing myself out, I'm going to see if I can get a little further with my chest. There are enough. And then unwind to center. Now remember, we're going to softly untuck the toe. So my weight got real heavy in this chair side. It's fine holding on. And just slide that leg forward. Good. Come to stand. All right. You can leave your chair right where it's at. All right. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, round down. Oh, that feels amazing. And back up you go. I just want you to assess, like, how does this feel? How far do I get? Just shake those arms out. Let them go. Get the skin moving. And pause, back up, we come. Shoulders roll back. All right, let's join each other back here. All right, so you're going to take one ankle and cross it over. Instant figure 4 stretch. Now, first, I'm just sitting up tall. And that may be as far as we go. When you want more, the key is to think of folding in half right here. Not folding from here, not from here. So you could think about your belly button leaning towards your thigh. But notice, I hope you can tell, my spine stays tall. So you're going to lean forward as needed to feel a stretch in that hip. And if you're already there, right, you don't really have to lean, just that subtle thought of it will increase it. Everybody there? You can feel it? It's figure 4. It's a nice way to do it. If you're seated for a long time, just swing that leg over, get that little stretch. Now I'm going to stay holding the ankle, and I'm going to wrap my other hand around to my chair. And I'm actually going to use the strength of my back arm to pull me around. I stay tall. If you're slightly hinged, cool, but stay long. And however it works for you to grab a hold of that chair and turn the chest that way. Woo, our body is getting wrung out. Glorious. We're going to wring out some of the junk we don't need and make room for new. And then release. Now, take a hold of that heel. Take a hold of under the knee. Lift that leg up, and now just rock it. Now, see if when you're rocking, your butt stays in the same place in the chair. Mine's tricky. My chair's a little slippery. Good. So we want to rock that leg, not twist our whole body. Harder than it seems. Good. Can you take the arm that's by your heel and can you bring it under? Now, what I would love to explore is, can this heel get into the crook of my elbow? I don't know. Ooh, not yet, but close. So bring that foot up that arm where you can. Keep the spine tall. You can see, right? I've leaned over to accommodate getting my arm down there, but I'm going to keep the spine tall. I am not going to collapse into just a relaxed sort of posture. If you're up in that nook, great. All right, now grab the heel, give the foot a shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then release. Notice how that feels, just different. Side to side, they do not match right now. Take that other ankle up. Oh, instant back there in that hip. And again, if you need more personally, you're going to drop your belly towards your thighs, but you're going to stay long. Now I'm going to stay holding the ankle, and I'm going to wrap my other hand around to my chair. And I'm actually going to use the strength of my back arm to pull me around. I stay tall. If you're slightly hinged, cool, but stay long. And however it works for you to grab a hold of that chair and turn the chest that way. Woo, our body is getting wrung out. Glorious. We're going to wring out some of the junk we don't need and make room for new. And then release. Now, take a hold of that heel. Take a hold of under the knee. Lift that leg up, and now just rock it. Now, see if when you're rocking, your butt stays in the same place in the chair. Mine's tricky. My chair's a little slippery. Good. So we want to rock that leg, not twist our whole body. Harder than it seems. Good. Can you take the arm that's by your heel and can you bring it under? Now, what I would love to explore is, can this heel get into the crook of my elbow. I don't know. Ooh, not yet, but close. So bring that foot up that arm where you can. Keep the spine tall. You can see, right? I've leaned over to accommodate getting my arm down there, but I'm going to keep the spine tall. I am not going to collapse into just a relaxed sort of posture. If you're up in that nook, great. All right, now grab the heel, give the foot a shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then release. Look at you finishing up with your hip. Nice work. Okay, I'm still recording. I'll tell you, my power just turned off and my power went back on, so I don't know what that was all about. All right, so everybody good? Renee, I can see that you're unmuted. Everyone's good? Everyone got the rest of that figure 4 portion done? Awesome, good job, everybody. Okay, so let's come right back, both feet on the floor. Oh, arms out. Now we're gonna go for ribs. Yes, this one's challenging. Ribs kind of creep over the edge of the chair and then creep over the edge of the chair. Now notice what it is not. It isn't this, right? I'm not collapsing on that side. I'm reaching, reaching. It's always interesting because you can tell which side loves doing this little staying alive move. So we'll get our disco on here. Feeling the length from that tailbone, or the sits bone rather, where we had that band, to the other side. So imagine you're so seated on that band. One more, each way. Oh yeah. And then coming to center. Arms are gonna come in. We'll fold, dropping our tummy between our thighs. Crisscross those arms like a figure 8, and a big swoop up we come. Arms come down, they just crisscross. Just let it be a flowing motion. You're just letting it be a little figure 8 or infinity sign. Don't overthink it, just let them flow. And when we come to the top, we're gonna start adding our extension. So we come back, chest to the sky. And I dive down, crisscross. Come up, chest to the sky. And then come down, crisscross. One more, chest comes up. And then to tall, we will come seated. Beautiful. So we just got to pretend we were on gyrotonics machine. So slide back over, one bun on, one leg off. Keeping this hand to the side is completely fine with me, but instead of death gripping the chair, keep your hand open, and I'm actually just pushing into the chair as if I could collapse it to me. So just put some pressure towards you for a little stability. Opposite arm comes up. Now you're gonna have to lean how you need to lean, because our goal is get that foot off the floor. So if I stay this upright, that leg is going nowhere in my body. So I'm gonna slightly do the lean. I'm gonna push the heel of my hand into my chair, and then I can get a couple inches. You're gonna look different than me, and I'm gonna look different than you. I want us not to lean more than what's necessary. Just enough. Oh, that's effective. 3, 2, keep reaching that arm up to the sky. And 1, now it comes up, tap forward, comes up, tap back. And this is where I like that lower hand with a little pressure to hook you into the chair. Up and over. I'm trying to move very minimally from my trunk. I'm moving from my hip, and I'm keeping that connection down into the chair. Woo! Other arm up to the sky, reach it. We're stretching that band we hook to our skin. 2 more. Last one, back to the center, we come up. 4, 3, arm up, 2, 1, done. Slide into the center, please. Arm up and over, so we stretch away from that side. Bring this hand over towards your other. Oh, that feels good. You can keep your spine long here. Don't get all hunched up on me. I hope you feel it all the way up. that side. Oh boy. And then open back to me. And open over, we will come. That is one of those where if you stood, you would really feel like this, like they have not been evened out. So let's slide to the other bun, shall we? Excuse me. Hand to the chair. I got to scoot forward a little bit there. All right, arm up. Now again, I'm just recognizing if I stay right here, leg's not going to move, so I'm going to slide my hand a little further. Now I'm at my palm, I would say. I'm going to see, I'm going to the heel of the hand. Yeah, there we go. So I only want to lean as much as necessary, and look at, I'm keeping my chest open to all of you. I'm not letting this arm get droopy. Up it goes. My chest is open. I have energy shooting out both hands. Little lifts. Whew. 3, 2, and 1. We go up and forward, up and back. Up, tap forward, up and back. Keep those arms reaching opposite directions. Notice the more you think about your hip, the sloppier your arms get. Keep those arms going. You can do both. Woo! Yep, I'm feeling that. One more front, one more back. Come to your side. Up we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Grab the chair. Up and over. Very nice. Take that upper hand, turn to bring it toward the other. If they don't match up, it's all right. Oh, mercy. So don't collapse down. Think long through the top of the head. And if you want more twist, you just walk those hands back a little further. Let your eyes look behind you a little further. But just getting both hands to the chair might be its own challenge too. And then that arm comes up, return toward me, and up you come. Slide back to the center of your chair. We're going to just start by tapping opposites. And now as you tap the leg, when you tap it, lift your foot up. Now I want you to think of it as being 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, right? It's the crossover. So I'm getting you into what is going to be the brain speed work, right? So you know that's the option. If I'm going for one leg, the opposite, or both. So you stay where you're at. The key is the leg, okay? So if you're looking at it and the dot is to the right, that means right leg. All right. Have at it. Scoot forward, I guess, with your readers if you need it. Get those feet off the floor. Good job. It's not as easy as it seems at all, is it? Okay, so the focus for that one was the legs, right? So I cued it if it was on the right, you're gonna hit your right leg. So now we're gonna switch that up. Go ahead and bring your arms out like the cactus. And the cueing now is for arms. So when the dot is on the right, it's gonna be your right arm making the move to the left leg. So you're constantly gonna think arms. Now your feet could stay on the floor, but if you want more just general challenge, pick those feet up as you touch that leg, right? You could even straighten the legs. So there's a lot to be had here for making it hard, but first and foremost, I just want you to work on the brain patterning, right? And make that accurate and fast. So remember, the focus is the hand you're using. All right, go ahead. Oh yeah. Good job. I always know when you guys come up against a challenge because I see a smile. And then all of a sudden I looked and I was like, whoa, there's a whole screen of people grinning here. So we clearly have touched, clearly touched on a certain thing, we'll say, okay? And that's what we're looking for, is just come up to that edge. So you're gonna do it one more way at the same time. Get those arms out, cactus style, great. And just keep in mind, right, as the physical part of it goes up, it makes the mental part harder. So lifting a foot makes it harder, going into double legs, teaser makes it harder, right? I mean, all those things. Here we go. Lots of smiles, but it also looks to be going smoother. Love it. Good, finish strong, finish strong. So good for us, good job, that's awesome. Come to stand right off of your chair. And let's come back to just that standing to hinge hip. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, let your body fold in half. Take a breath in. And coming up. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, heading down. Shake those arms out. Be loose with your neck. Don't be stiff. Excellent. And up we come. Awesome. All right. So we're going to use the back of the chair. If you're using more of a stool or something, that's okay. You might just find that you put your hands on the stool instead of the back. Okay, good. I can see all of you. Perfect. So hands are coming to it because it's our little balancer. And where we're going to start is just look down, a fist width apart with the feet, and I'm in parallel. So I want this to feel like, you know, if I have two skis on, they're not going to collide in the front or the back. Okay. Now also I would love for you to just quick pay attention to just where your feet are touching the floor. Do I feel an immense amount of weight on the outer edge of my foot? Or do I dump into the arch? And I want you to kind of lean back and forth into both. So I'm going to really rock out into the outer edges of my feet, and then I'm going to rock in towards my arches. Because I'm working on ankle mobility. So in and out. In and out. In and out. But if I turn this way, I think you see I'm going in and out. My knees are going to follow a bit. Again, like most things, we tend to notice which one we feel most comfortable doing and which one provides more of a working stretch to the ankles. And then we keep going through the middle, but now I want you to settle in. Can you feel where you have found center? My hopes for you is that you actually feel your feet a bit more grounded now after transferring that weight side to side. Now we're going to lift the heels up, going onto the balls of the feet and down. And as I'm doing this, my goal is to keep my weight between my first and second toe, right at that knuckle, for now. Good, stay up there. Now think of the ball of the foot. Could you roll towards the pinky toe and then roll back to the big toe? Toward the pinky toe, back to the big toe. I'm just rolling my weight where we would feel, you know, the ball of our foot in a high heel, right? I'm just rocking to the pinky toe at the ball and then under the big toe. Might have some calf awareness here. And then get back under that first, second toe. And then bend one knee, setting a heel down, but I'm leaning forward. I'm getting the stretch in that foot where my heel is lifted. And then I'm going to switch. My heel goes down and I lean forward to provide a stretch underneath that big toe. And I switch, and then I just add a little weight. And switch, add a little weight. Some of you will feel this stretching even in your arch. Oh, I can kind of get that if I really think about it. Switch, other side. I tend to feel it more in that big toe knuckle. I think genetically my grandma predisposed me to bunions. So that knuckle just gets a little tight. One more time. And then coming down. Great. So bring yourself into a V shape. This does not mean that your heels have to touch. If your heels touching causes you to be locked in your knees, then don't leave a gap like you're holding a racquetball between your heels. And now we head up and down. So you're right between that first and second toe. And now we're just working right up through those calves, right? We're just pumping those calf muscles. Oh, shortly here, we're gonna add on glutes to those calves. Last 3, 2, stay floating. My heels are not touching. I'm between my first and second toe. And now I'm gonna bend my knees and slide my body down the back of my chair, so to speak, and then back up. I say that because my butt's not going back, right? I'm just sliding up and down like a carousel horse. Down and up, down and up. Oh, my calves are talking. Now, as you go down and up, can you just visualize your knees getting a little wider because your outer buns are drawing them out and wide. Last 2. Last 1, stay low, little pulse. Pulse, check in where you are on your foot. Have you rocked out by your pinky toe? If so, swing back over to the first, second toe. Woo, now the quads are going. 4, 3, 2, 1, up, heels down. Keep your heels down and bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. My feet are on the floor. This is going to provide you with a nice little calf stretch. Also, some of you will start feeling your shin muscles working. Little down and up. Good. Down and up. 3, 2, and 1. We're just going to take those V-shaped feet and we're going to step wider. So I'd like to get maybe wider than my chair. All right. I'm remembering this road is slippery, so I don't want to go too wide, or I'm going to do splits. Okay, heels up, down, just like we started. Legs stay wide. My goal is to come between that first and second toe. Now I'm going to keep my heels lifted. I'm going to bend and straighten. I'm looking to have my knees as wide in the room as possible because my glutes have drawn my hips open. External rotation in the hips. You're going as deep as what works for you, keeping yourself between that first and second toe. 3, 2, we're going to do the pulse. Stay right there, wherever that is for you. Little pulse, 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 pulse. Woo, there's the quads again. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Set those heels down. Now keep your feet down and just bend and straighten. Feet are down. Be mindful not to angle those feet so much, right, that your knees take the brunt of it. You really always want your feet, your big toe, to be angled at the same angle as your knees. 2 more. Last 1. Great. Okay, walk those feet underneath you. I'm going to slide this forward just a touch. So we're going to go hands on top of our chair. I'm looking for soft knees and a straight spine. So I don't want to be like this in my chair. Trying to be long. I'm actually pushing down, if it works in your chair, pushing down through the heel of my hand, almost like I'm doing a slight mini back bend. Soft knees, we're going to slide one leg behind us. Great. Whatever leg you went with is probably the one you like most. So put it back. Now go with the other leg. And we're going to stay with that one first. Little pulses up here, little lifts. So this is getting right into the buttocks. Can your butt lift the leg? Lift the leg. Imagine you had a 10-pound ankle weight on. Lift, 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 lift. 4, 3, 2, keep it up there. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. I'd love for your hips to be square to the floor. Best of your ability, and you're trying to kick yourself in the butt, straighten the leg. Keep that thigh high. 2 more. Last one. Stay right here. Now lift off the heel on the floor and down. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Look when you're working one side, can you stay between that first and second toe? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put it down. Now you're going to turn open to that side. Woo! Remember, we weren't on our favorite leg, so this will be harder. Stay right there. Little pulses up with the leg. Lift, lift. Chest is open. Arms are long and wide. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the standing knee. Straighten it. I have my heel down. Heel stays down. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. 2 more. Bend, straighten. Last one. Bend. The straighten is going to bring us all the way up. Boom. Lock your feet in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, come down. Big breath at the bottom. And exhale, return to the top. Shoulders roll back. All right, hands to the chair. Stepping back, finding the angle that works best for you. Okay, guess what? You guys go to your favorite side. So lifting that other leg, and you're gonna lift it up, take it down a little. Up, down. So again, I really do think of extra weight on my ankle so that my buttocks really works to lift that heavy thing. Lift. Squeeze that pencil under the bun when that leg comes up. Squeeze. 3 more. Squeeze. 2 more. Squeeze. Last one. Keep it lifted. Bend. Straighten. Try not to lower that thigh. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. Bend. Straighten. Chest is open. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, keep it long. Get off that standing heel, right onto the first, second toe, and down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. 2 more, up, down. Last one, keep the heel down. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Try to get that knee to go right over that first and second toe. Don't let it just scoot right past your big toe to the floor. Keep it in the middle of the foot. 2 more. Woo, that is burning. Last one. Straighten it up. We're going to open. Sorry, got to send my back to you. Open to the side. Find that connection to the standing foot. Little lift. Lift, lift, lift. 4, 3, 2. Stay up there. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten. The heel stays down. And last one, we go down, and it's going to spring us up. Woo! Shake out those legs. Shake out those arms. Wow. I mean, I don't want to promise too much here, but I think you might feel like $1 million today. Honestly, all of that work is woo, so good. Okay. So some of you, I think that I said this early on, so I'm not sure that I got in the recording. I want you to take your mat, and instead of me just laying it flat on the floor, I'm going to let the tail of it come to my chair. And this is just so that I have a little more cushion. We're going to end up putting our feet up there, and it's going to involve our heels pushing down. So you can see that if that was a wooden chair, that may not feel awesome, right? So you could always fold up your mat or just give another little layer there of softness like I did. All right. So you're gonna come to lay on your backs and feet will go up. Oh yeah, that feels good. I had to learn that lesson the hard way because I was on a hard chair one time and didn't have my mat handy. That wasn't awesome. Okay. So we're gonna come to lay on your back sides. Oh, wow, cool. That feels interesting. Okay. Arms are gonna go wide, so chest is open and palms are facing the ceiling. And now I'm gonna flex and point. So just start rocking through those ankles. Right, easy peasy. We just did a bunch of this with our body weight. And now what I'd like to do is stay flexed. And you're gonna have to find your sweet spot on your surface. And what I'm gonna do is push down into my heels to lift my butt up and down. Now I'm just a tiny bit too close because I brought my heels back. So move as needed. I will say the further you are from your chair, the harder it is on hamstrings. So if they're really grabbing you, get your butt a little closer to the chair. I definitely feel mine in good ways. Up and down, up and down. Two more, up and down. Last one, up and down. Now the good news is we're gonna go back and forth between abs and hamstrings, so hopefully they don't take you down. Hands come behind your head. Let's find our mini sit-up. And our abs go, oh, me, okay. Here we go. You're gonna float those feet up off your chair, and the legs are gonna go wider than the chair, and then come back to tabletop, floating above it. They go wide and low, float above. Point as you go wide and low, flex as you come up. Point as you go wide and low, flex as you come up. Two more. Point and flex. Point and flex, setting the feet down. Lower the head, open the arms, push up and down. Up and down. Remember, this is with a flexed foot. One more. Up and down. Slide the hands behind your head, float to tabletop. Oh, hamstrings are like, woof. All right, reach those legs long, lower toward the chair, pick them back up, tabletop. So there's the flex. Point, lower, lift, flex. Point, lower, lift, flex. If you want more, you go point, wide, point, flex. So you can play with it, but I would suggest keeping it pretty small and nailing it, because I don't want it dumping into your low back. I want you to really feel it in the abs. Out, lower, lift, flex, set those heels down. Lower the spine, open the arms wide. Here we go. Lift those hips up. Good. So right here, I'm going to turn it into a little march. Little march. Little march. And march. Woo! That one side has to take over. Yes. Two more. Last one. Now just take the hips down, up, little squeeze. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep flexing. Flex those feet. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering down. Drop each foot to the outside of the chair. Stretch them out long, and there you are in star pose. All right. One leg is going to get lifted, and we don't want to kick the chair. So up it comes, over to the other. I keep my back hand best I can to the floor. I'm looking for that long stretch there. And then up and over that, half of the star comes. Other side, up and over, and reach. Up and over. One more time, take that leg up and over and reach. And then up and over. And reach. We're going to come back up and bring the heels to the chair. All right, so here we go. Chest is open. We're going to take those heels, pushing them down, and think of lifting about 1/3 of the way we can. The next third, and then to the top. On the way down, third, down. Third, up. Third, down. Third, and up. Third, down. Staying at the top. 1, 2, 3. Woo, stay up there. Keep pressing those hips up. Flex those ankles. 3, 2, 1. Coming down. Beautiful. Stretch those legs back out. Hands go behind our heads this time. So creating a mini sit up. We're going to take that one leg straight up over the center of the chair. Now the other leg straight up over the chair. Put the first one back down. Take the second one down. Now start with the other. Now I go left and right, left and right. Now I'm going right and left, right and left. One more time. Left and right, left and right. Ready? Draw those navels in. Both legs are coming up and going wide. Coming up and going wide. 2 more. Coming up and going wide. Final one. Coming up and drop to the chair. Then lower down. Press those arms back behind you. Take a couple nice, intentional, deep inhales through the nose. All right, so we're going to roll to a side. Why don't we all just roll toward one another? Now my bottom leg is going to be bent because obviously my mat is there. So the bottom leg is going to be bent. The top leg, it's important to me for my comfort where my leg hits the chair. So let me see if I can push my chair back a little bit. Okay, so I'm feeling best with it at my foot. Now, some of you might feel best about it even closer to your calf, okay? So we're gonna push down, so I'm kind of pretending I'm pinning my mat there. And just like I'm standing, don't lock your knee. So notice if you want to lock it to push down, can you soften that knee? Just let it be a little more flexible, not so rigid. The bottom bent leg comes up and down. Squeeze to the top leg. Squeeze to the top leg. And again, I'm going to imagine for that moment at the top that I'm squeezing a cotton ball between the last bit of that bottom leg I can get up and wherever it touches the top one. And pause there for a minute. Squeeze the cotton ball. Lower down. Come up. Squeeze the cotton ball. Lower down. Good. Up. Ooh, that's inner thigh. Yes. And down. I mean, it makes me laugh always when we do things like this because you're like, it's literally the weight of my bones that I'm lifting. But if you don't intentionally put your body against gravity this way, right, this feels like we've added weight to our leg. Okay, keep that leg lifted. Now it straightens and it comes forward. It bends, I pinch the cotton ball, and then I reach my leg behind me. It's shaken. Bring it in, squeeze the cotton ball. Straighten it in front of you. Bring it in, squeeze the cotton ball. Straighten it where you can behind you. Notice I'm not going, my leg's shaking. I'm not going that far. I'm just trying to get past my chair. And this hand is definitely a functional kickstand. Bring it in, squeeze, and forward. Bring it through, squeeze, and back. Bring it through, squeeze, and forward. Bring it through, squeeze, and back. Bring it through, squeeze, stay right there. We're gonna hold that squeeze for 5, 4, 3, who's shaking with me? And drop it down. Ooh. Okay, this foot is going to be what lifts you. So I'm pushing into this foot now and lifting my hip up. I have dark pants and a dark mat. So right here, I lift and put it down. My bottom knee at this point is still on the mat. There's a little indication. Push down, lift up. Push down, lift up. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Now it's always telling. Pick that leg up, squeeze the cotton ball. Now, can you push down, lift up? Push down, lift up. Push down, lift up. You'll know how much you were using that bottom leg. Push down, lift up. Final 1, push down, lift up. Take the bottom leg down. Take the top leg down. Good job. Take that arm all the way overhead, stretch it. Opening that side body. And then with the knees bent, we'll go into pinwheel. So this is just a big circle around. You can kind of just let your head roll on that bottom arm as a pillow. And then notice I come off as I look back. Oh. That will be interesting to see how that pops up for us tomorrow. All right, let's go ahead and push up. I prefer not to have my back to you the whole time, so I'm going to just quick rearrange myself. You're welcome to do the same if you want to be able to see a little bit better. And remember, we're just doing the sideline version because our bridging works side to side, right? We don't need to repeat that. We got that covered. All right, let's see if my mat will stay. Sure enough. Okay, sideline, my bottom leg is bent. Again, I'm already trying to focus in on where do I want that chair for this leg. You know, you could always really roll your mat up and put it right on the chair and lay down on the floor without a mat if you need to have more cushion under your foot. All right, here we go. Bottom leg, squeeze the cotton ball, lower. Pause, squeeze, lower. Pause and squeeze, lower. Pause and squeeze, lower. Last 4, like this. Squeeze, squeeze. Make sure that top leg is staying bent, soft. Okay, lift it up, give it a squeeze. Okay, here we go. We're going forward, bring it through, squeeze. Going back. My goal is to not let my thigh touch the mat. Squeeze, come through. I'm trying to keep my thigh off. So hard. Squeeze. Reach it back. Bring it through. Squeeze. I'm sweating. Reach it through. Bring it through. Squeeze. Reach it back. Mercy. Bring it through. Squeeze. Bring it through. And squeeze. Woo-hoo. We're going 1 more forward and back. And reach. And squeeze. And reach. Barely get behind the chair on that one. Squeeze it, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, shaking. 1. Mercy, mercy. Okay. Push down, lift up. This is that little bit more of just sass, right? Your tail back there is wagging. And wagging. Good. I love one of my favorite teachers outside of our studio, Louise Johns. She talks about the J wag. Picture your tailbone swinging to the side like it makes a J shape. So it's different than thinking about your whole spine making a shape. Just picture that last tailbone, whoop, swinging over there, swinging over there. Last 2. Oh, can we do it? Pinch it shut. I don't know if I can on this side. Push into the chair, lift. Woo, it's smaller. And lift. Keep pinching, lift. And lift. 1 more lift. Oh, and down you go. I want to just point out when we did legs behind us and I said, oh, that was your favorite switch. This is the one I ended up on. That's not my favorite. Do you notice what happened there? I couldn't lift the same. This is not my dominant leg, meaning from strength standpoint, it was not that thrilled about that. Go ahead and lower it down. Let's go right into our pinwheels. Oh. And just enjoy how that feels. There is no wrong. Move your body your way. Wonderful. One more time around. And then I would love for you to roll onto your backs and actually put your feet up on your chair. And you might like to get that chair right up under your calves. The pressure of your calves on there might feel like a nice massage. And we're going to just wiggle our legs. I'm going knees in, knees out. If I'm going slow, it's knees in, knees out. But now I'm just going to wiggle them. And just the pressure of the chair on my calves is a pretty awesome massage for the bar work we did. Oh, yeah. And then that's just one spot you happen to land in. So now that you kind of see where that's going, I'm going to bring my knees closer to me, and then I'm going to wiggle again. This is now, oh, baby, getting lower on my calf. So I crept more towards my Achilles tendon. Oh, I wish I could hear from all of you right now when you're doing this. A little self-massage. Okay, let's pick, oh, that is so intense. Let's pick one more spot. So now I'm going to go closer to my knees. So I'm getting at the head of the calf. And I just wiggle, letting the chair do the work. We're getting a little cross fiber massage from that chair. And also notice if your knees are turned in or turned out a little bit, right? You're going to get towards more the medial head. It just changes where you're connected to the chair, and it certainly is going to attach the stretch. Now I want your legs to come to the chair in a place that does not feel excruciating, but just find a comfy spot, please. And I'm even going to add a little width to my legs. That feels better to me. And arms are going to go up to the side, palms to the ceiling. And we're just going to rock the pelvis. And what I want you to do is inhale as you tip your pubic bone away from you. Exhale as you bring it in. Inhale as you tip it away. Exhale as you bring it in. I'm just finding the rhythm with my breath and my pelvis. You don't have to overthink it. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how the head will also rock a little bit here as your pelvis is rocking. So from the top of the spine to the bottom, we get this wonderful rocking pattern. And then just find a spot where your spine feels most comfortable to settle in. And I have my eyes closed. You can do the same. I'm just going to turn my head to one side. And then the other. And then back to that first side one more time. And one more time. And then coming to center. Just give yourself a minute to sink in here and hopefully pick up on a lot of vibrating spots. Let your legs just be heavy. A nice big breath in through the nose, filling the tummy. Exhale, let it go. I hope that you feel invigorated. I hope you feel ready to take on the day, not from a place of busyness, but from a place of just knowing and a place of feeling strong from the inside. And that ability to just feel like you can just be present. That was some amazing work you just did for yourself. I hope you log this one as doing it again. And before we leave one another, I would like you to just take that pausing moment to set an intention for yourself for today. And let's just remember that that intention does not need to be an accomplishment. But that intention is just going to give you a slight reminder. And I will tell you, mine right now is be kind. And that be kind is probably meant more for myself than for my be kind to others. So for me, my intention today is to come back, as things will come up today, that I'm going to think, be kind to yourself, Mandy. I hope you all have an awesome, awesome, awesome rest of this day. Mwah. Be well.